So I'm wondering about how procurement has to always be centralized. Could it be decentralized, and could it be also could it earn money on being decentralized? That's a very tough question, because a lot of people say that it's no. For today, I just put part of my research based on sustainability to fit about your Olympic Games topics today. What we will do is I will introduce you to transaction cost, but it's a very important concept on my research. I took this definition from Butter and Lindsay from a research from 2008. I will explain you why transaction cost is so important. Very important because in purchasing things, you are always thinking about the price of the good you buy. Sometimes you know that you have to take care of the training you do, and sometimes as well about the impact on production. These are what they call the hard factors. Hard factors are very easily to find, to calculate, to measure. You can know how much it costs, and usually everybody's done them in a huge part. What I'm interested on today is the soft factors. Soft factors are all the other things that you can measure, like brand reputation. How cost? How many money for your brand reputation? You don't know. So we've got two factors. It's very useless, but anyway, it's very important anyway. Internal and external factors. It just means that internal factors they care about inside the company. So it's all the things, all the transaction costs inside the company. So that you see the effects on brand reputation. So it's things that normally you could have an impact on. So if you identify them, you can change them. The external ones are the ones that you don't control, like the environment, and it's the topic of today. What we do about the environment is I try to make a very useful tool for management, because like I told you, there are very hard identifying factors, like how could you measure environment transaction cost. The transaction cost is something, it's money you have to put on your company when you buy something. For instance, you're buying a chair from China, you have to negotiate the price of the chair. You have to take care of the politics of China when you will negotiate it. So it's also a lot of factors that coincide the price. You never know exactly where it's got, but it's linked to it. And if you don't care about it, sometimes you think it's cheaper to buy this chair in China, and sometimes it's not. So the tool I wanted to make is a tool that you just question yourself about. You just question yourself about some question. Sorry about that. That's very easy. You question yourself like, does the TC, so the transaction cost, got bad impact on prices? Usually you could do it on the hard things because it's obvious. For the soft one, they are less obvious. But you could have clue. When you're manager, you've got a nose for the market, and you know that if you have to buy this chair in China and to bring it to France or UK, it will be maybe cheap, but you know that you will have to transport it from China, and that will increase the cost, that increase also the quality cycle because you have to check it, so you have to make a quality committee, and that's other cost that you could identify. But the impact on environment is very hard. The chip, when a chip will bring the chair to you, how it will impact the environment. And 20 years before, we didn't care about this. We just care about money. Just, I bring the chair, it's cheaper, that's all. Nowadays, companies are watching by customer, but not only, and we will see it later, also by employee. The employee watch for the company and choose for the good company to settle in. Here, so is my tools. Just to let you know, I'm still in research, so this is not fixed. And I hope you may have some things to criticize and challenge this, so you will help me to improve it. So normally I should have a lot of questions because I'm not as good as I think. Okay? So, just to help you on this way. If you say yes, the transaction cost got an impact on the price. So it means that in comparison of a normal price, the should be higher. For instance, it could be exceptional purchases. This means the purchases you do each 10 years, like painting a building. When you purchase a painter to paint your building, you do it each 10 years. Is it relevant to negotiate a contract, to make a partnership? Maybe yes, maybe not. You feel it, depends on the context. And I trust manager for understanding context. Anyway, we will not be good manager. I think so. It's my point of view. Minor purchase, locksmith, for instance. Does it very worth to spend a lot of time, a lot of money, to make a partnership with a locksmith that come for £10 changing a lock? No, maybe not. Maybe yes. It depends on if you go to a huge company with a lot of specific control with a code like IBM, technology center, maybe yes. But usually not. Higher cost purchase with TCs, or that's just a straight way. Is you're sure that your cost will increase. So this one I have to develop it, you see. Anyway, if you say no, it's not last. You have to ask you, is it urgent? Because maybe it will be cheaper to centralize this purchase. But it may be urgent to purchase it. For instance, you've got your boiler, but it's cracked now. You need warm water. So you can't wait 1 month till China provide you. That's one of these examples. Local evidence. So what's very, very easy things is when you can't delocalize it. For instance, the green maintenance outside, it's no point bringing talented people to cut it, you know, it's just clever. I know that sometimes it's quite obvious, but we have to say obvious things. Because anyway, sometimes they just hide between others. And the last one, the one that I have a lot of work and